Can you hear me? I don't know. I don't know if you can or can't. I don't know if it's this mic or if it's just my computer. Or if it's neither one. Let's get rid of this crap. Am I capturing? I don't know. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Come on, get rid of that. Go down there. Get out of here. Okay, go away. Go away. So this is Project 1999. I don't know if I'm on, or not. I figured out how to upload it to YouTube. Anyway, some history on why I'm even doing this. The only way I've ever uploaded to YouTube has been with my PS4. So you hit the share button, it captures, and you put, it's easy. I don't know. That's the only way I knew how to do content on YouTube was from my PS4 and capturing there and using the editor I got on there called Share Factory. So I'm trying to branch out and learn how to do it on everything. So my laptop and then my phone. I was going to do my phone and then my laptop, but I don't know. I always do stuff backwards than I say, just to be wrong. I love to say stuff and be wrong about it. So anyway, this is Project 1999, if anybody's watching for this. Everquest. It's a green server. Green server, that means it's how the game was when it first came out. There's no updates, I don't know. It's how the game was when it came out. That's all I know. I'm not an expert at it or anything. I just started playing it. I got my character is level 7 right here, I think. And I haven't played it in many years. It's called Project 1999. You do the math. I don't know if I played it in that year, but it was probably close, to be honest. It was around then. It was out. It was at least out for a little while because I remember my friends telling me about it, and it took me a little bit to get into it. They had to convince me. I remember that, and they were playing it for a while, and they had like high-level characters and whatnot, and they convinced me to play, and I was always asking them stupid questions like, they were like, "You can do anything. It's open world. You can do anything." And I was like, "Oh, can you stand on the roof and, urinate?" I don't know. I'd say stupid stuff because I was an idiot. And they would say, "Yeah, sure." But, they explained it like, "Yeah, you can do this, this, and this." And I was like, I got interested, and then I bought it, installed it. It's a MMO, so massively multiplayer online RPG. There's other people running around in the game, It's a really dangerous world. There's stuff running around that can kill me right now. And there's stuff running around that I could just destroy, like this thing right here. Boom. Decaying skeleton. It had a weapon I wanted, so I killed it. But there's different ways you can tell which enemies... There's not different ways. There's one way. You con them, which is consider. But you can see my level there. I guess I'm level 8. Never mind. I'm level 8. You can tell where it says next level. I'm barely into level 8. So I'm giving my level 8 pet a two-handed rusty sword. A rusty two-handed sword. You can see that in the chat there. I don't know if I can even move this. If you can see this cursor. This rusty two-handed sword right here. It's in the chat in purple. I don't think I'm explaining this very well, but hey, it's my first video, and I'm trying to see if it even works, if I can even do this. I know I captured the video, but I don't know about the audio right now. I'm not sure if you guys would even want to watch this or not, if it comes out okay or not, if the audio, the video, how interesting I can make it, because this, especially with old MMOs, it's a lot of just sitting there waiting. So a lot of the game, there's a lot of danger around you at all times, but half the game is sitting there waiting for your mana to come back, or waiting for your health to go back up enough for you to fight, or waiting for something to spawn for you to kill. It's not like WoW where there's different instances where, let's say there's this low-level dungeon for level 8 to 12 or whatever. There's only one dungeon on the whole server. There's not 50,000 instances of it to where anybody can go in there. There's only one on the whole server. So if you go in there, every single person that wants to go in there is in there with you on the server. So if there's a special boss you want to kill, it might be camped. It might be somebody might be standing right next to where that guy spawns and might be killing him over and over and over. And he's the only one on the whole server, so that NPC. But here's a camp I wanted to record here, me getting revenge on these Leatherfoot sergeants and halflings, or whatever they're called. The race is halfling. I guess I should tell you what I am, by the way. I'm a Necromancer Dark Elf. So a Dark Elf Necromancer. Backwards man strikes again. A Dark Elf Necromancer, so I have a skeleton pet. I do dots or damage over time. And I try to let my pet do most of the work. And you might see a Necromancer fear kiting. Root rotting. Or, tank and spank, I guess. Tank and life spike. Or life tap, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I just started playing this game, so if you're looking for advice on the game or the Necromancer or early level Dark Elf, like, this might not be the video for you. I mean, you might be able to relate with me and you may figure stuff out, just more sets of eyes on something. Maybe I do something that you don't do, or maybe you're just entertained by watching someone else do the same thing as you, or you used to play this game or something. I think I'm pointing out that there's my experience. I'm barely into the next level. Experience comes really slow. I'm overweight. I've got bags. I've got cloth. I'm not twinked or anything. I had a couple people give me a couple things, which is really nice. People just yell. This guy yelled from the entrance to Nariak, which is the Dark Elf city where you start. He yelled, first Necromancer to say something gets this robe, and I said something, and I got a robe. It's like a, probably like a level 10 or 20 robe. It's not anything crazy, but it has stats on it, which is nice, because the robe I started with definitely didn't. Watch this right here. This gets pretty dangerous. There's 3 of them. I didn't know at the time that they were like green and blue, which means if they're green, that means you should definitely win. If they're blue, they could still kill you, but you should win. Depends how many of them there are, It's what you probably should be fighting most of the time, and you will win 75% of the time, blue. Then there's white, which is even, which means it's like a 50-50. Then there's yellow, which is like 25% of the chance you'll win. 25% of the time you will win, and 75% of the time they will win. If you get more than one, if there's 2 blues, that just makes it that much harder. If there's a yellow and a blue, you're probably going to die. It all depends on how you play and how your character is. If it's really twinked out of his mind, which twinked means, I'm giving all this information when I should probably just be making sure this is working right now. But twink just means that you have a higher level character and you give your new character a bunch of equipment. Like you pay to win, basically. I don't know. But it's from hard work from another character. It's not from like spending real money. It's like you leveled up a character to 60 or 50 or whatever. And you have enough money now, enough plat, which is the currency in this game. Platinum, gold, silver, and copper. And, which it showed me having 131 plat. There's someone else gave me stuff too. Like, this one guy gave me 90 plat. It was a shaman. I was like, why are you giving me this stuff? He's like, well, I don't like this character. I'm going to start a different one. I'm like, all right. I mean, I hope you're not just a person that got on someone else's account and is giving away all their crap. But, like, I didn't say that out loud, but I thought that. It wasn't good enough for that to be the case, though. It was like a couple rings that had a little bit of HP, and the 90 plat, and like a arm, like bone-plated arms, and a helmet. Like, that's all. The rest of it was like crap I didn't need. Like level 5 shaman spells, and a bag, and some cloth clothing that I already had. But, yeah, I wanted to get revenge on these, little halflings over here, because I was just exploring the zone at one point, and there was like probably a level 10, one of these guys that ran up and just destroyed me. He might even be a higher level than that, because he was definitely red, and he hit me for 40, which is a lot in this game. 40 damage is like something a level 20 does. The most I'm doing right now is like 17 damage. And that's like my pet. If I get a good weapon, I could do like 17 damage. That's the most I've seen, at least. But this guy is yellow, which means looks like quite a gamble. So, but I know that this one is, for some reason, he's a caster, and as long as you can kind of interrupt his casting, which is a thing as well. A lot of stuff to talk about with this game. So I think it'll be okay. That's one thing I'm worried about, though, is like the game, like I was saying earlier, has a lot of downtime. As you can see right now, I'm meditating. It's a yellow. Like, I'm going to have to get full mana to make sure I don't, like, I could even lose with full mana, full health, full pet, good weapon on the pet. I could still lose, just because it's a yellow. He's higher level than me. Could be up to, like, 2 or 3 levels higher than me, I think. So that Leatherfoot Sergeant could be level 10 right there. Or probably level 10 or something. So I definitely need all my mana, all my health, everything. And I know I'm going to be sitting here doing nothing sometimes. And that's how these games were back in the day. That's what I like about it. It's hard. It takes a lot of hard work. And when you die, guess what? You lose that hard work, and you lose that time. So it's really dangerous. And it makes you be more careful and be more on edge. Like, I know that where I'm sitting, nothing comes. Nothing's going to run up and hit me. And I know that because I made sure for like 30 minutes before I started. Like, I already camped this spot once before. I know nothing's going to hit me while I'm sitting here. But you got to know that. If you just sit somewhere randomly, a bear could run up and attack you from behind while you're fighting these guys, and then you're in trouble. Just because there's even if it's a green mob that attacks you, just because maybe your pet's lower level than you, so the bear might be green to you, but it's blue to the pet, so it attacks on sight. Like, there's some enemies in this game that'll just attack you just from seeing you. There's some that don't. They wait for you to attack. They don't attack unless you attack them. It's all based on the con. If it says ready to attack, they're going to get you. If it says dubious or indifferent, then they will only attack you if you attack them first. Like this Leatherfoot Sergeant and Neophyte Hazel are ready to attack. As soon as they see me, they're going to come get me. Especially if they're blue, white, yellow, or red. If they're green, they like know their place, kinda. Even if they're ready to attack, they know their place. They know they're green. They know they can't beat you. They're not just going to run up into a blender and get killed. But here's 2 more. So there's 5 mobs at this little camp. This camp is like if you come out of Neriak and you follow the right wall, and then you don't go to Lava Storm, you pass that, and you continue to follow the right wall, you'll eventually see these. You can't miss them. It's before you hit the water. If you hit the water, you went too far. And I wouldn't recommend killing them unless you are a Dark Elf. Look at my health there. I almost died. I almost die a couple times here. That's why I thought it was kind of exciting to do this part. And I'll get better at this, like I was saying earlier. This is my first time recording on my computer. I'm using... Check this out. First of all, you don't hear any sound, any game sound, right? So that's the first thing I need to fix, which I don't know what to do. When I downloaded the game, it had sound, and then all of a sudden it didn't. So even when I play the game, it doesn't have sound. I'm playing it without sound. I'm playing it on a touchpad on a laptop, But you're not supposed to play this game like that. It's really dangerous. But it's the only way I can. My laptop's the only thing that could run it. It's the only thing I got. But the way I'm capturing it is I'm using, like, my computer doesn't want to capture this game for some reason. I think it's the way I downloaded it. If you want to know how, let me know. If you want to play this game, I'll tell you how. But that's a whole thing. I keep going back. That's a whole thing too. Like how I downloaded this game. I'm not that great at that kind of stuff, and I figured it out. Like I really wanted to play this game, so I figured it out. And it's kind of weird how I downloaded it. Of course, who was texting me this early? And then yeah. So the way I downloaded it was kind of weird, and then the built-in laptop capture software that I just learned how to use the other day doesn't want to capture it for some reason because of the way I downloaded it. It doesn't recognize it as a game or something. So I had to download another screen recording app or something and use that to capture the game. And then that didn't want to go over to YouTube. So now I'm capturing a capture with a capture. I'm back to using the laptop capture feature to capture the capture I got with the capture software. And then I'm doing the audio on the computer's capture software. But it looks like another bad fight. Once you break the camp, it gets a little easier. Breaking the camp means you kill everything in the camp. They all die, and then they start on a timer to respawn, and you try to kill them and spaced out a little bit. That way they don't respawn all together. So you kill one, you wait a little bit, you kill another, you wait a little bit, you kill another, you wait a little bit. There's 5 of them. If they spawn every 10 minutes, you try to kill one every 2 minutes. That way, instead of you fighting 3 at a time, you only have to fight 1 at a time every 2 minutes instead of 3 every 5 minutes. It's way easier to fight 1 thing for 2 minutes than 3 things for 5 minutes. As you can see, I have no mana. There's 3 of them still. I can't cast anything now. I'm using my little dagger to poke this guy, hoping my pet comes through. It's a new pet. It's a level 8 pet. I'm level 8. So it's probably the best my pet's ever going to do. I probably could have... What Necromancers do sometimes is they'll summon their pet, and then they'll con it, so they'll see, okay, because you can get different levels of pets. Like that pet could be a level, I think it's between, I don't even know. I can't remember. I think 6 to 8 or something. Or 6 to 9 or something. I don't know. Something like that. But anyway, I could get a level 6 pet. So to me, it would be blue. 7 would be blue. And then 8 would be even. So you summon a pet, and then you consider it, and if it's blue, you reclaim it, which is another spell you cast that gets rid of your pet but gives you the mana back. And you cast it again until you get an even pet. That way you know you have a really strong pet. You can do that. It does waste the regent. I used bone chips to summon my skeleton. You can't just summon it whenever you want. You gotta have bone chips too. So I got every skeleton I see, I kill. That way I have bone chips to summon my pet. Which the only time it's really that bad is when you're doing what I'm speaking about right now. Because any other time you're going to have the same pet for a long time. You only need 1 bone chip. But, yeah, if you want to get a better pet, you have to keep re-summoning that pet until you get one that considers even to you. That way you know, okay, this one's strong. It's the same level as me. And that just means it hits harder, it has more HP, it's going to be a better pet in the long run. So it's good to do that, as long as you have the bone chips to do it. So now I'm going to set that pet up in there. Now that the camp is broken, I'm going to tell him to guard right there. And I'm going to go ahead and meditate, which is what you have to open your spell book, hit the meditate button, and wait for your mana to come back. And if you get up at all, you stop regaining mana. I think you regain it like very, very, very slightly while you're standing and moving around, but if right now is a 10 of how much I'm getting back because I'm sitting and meditating, standing up and running around is like a 1. It's way worse. Like I'm getting 3% of my mana a tick, which is every 6 seconds, I think. So I'm getting 3 mana every 6 seconds sitting down meditating. I would probably get like 1 mana every whatever, 20 seconds standing up running around. So it's terrible. So I'm waiting for the enemies to respawn. They're not going to all pop up at the same time because they died at different times. And so one's going to pop up, my pet's going to attack it, we're going to kill it, it's going to die. Hopefully we kill it before the next one pops up. And even what you really want is you want to kill one, have some time in between to get your mana back, kill another one, have some time in between to rest up, kill another one, time in between. But 2 popped right there. We must have killed them really close to each other. It's not always perfect, even if you do kill them at different times. Sometimes they just pop up at the same time. If you like specifically make sure to kill them like 3 minutes apart from each other, then they won't pop up at the same time. But if you kill them within the same like 30 seconds, they could pop up at the same time. Pretty much. I don't know. Like I said before, just don't judge me on this video or this information. I'm just telling you what I think. I don't even know all the buttons yet. I don't know how to do certain things with the game and my character. I just figured out how to use different camera angles. Like, I'm still learning this game. I haven't played it in a long time. And back when I played it, I think I was even, like, not as good as I remember that I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I played WoW, and I was pretty good at WoW. I, was raiding, going to Molten Core, going to Blackwing Lair, getting my Tier 1 and Tier 2, all that good stuff. But in Everquest, I never really got that far. I got to max level with, like, 1 character, and I went to, like, 1 raid. That's like, and I played the game a lot. So I was more of like what I'm doing right now, I'm not grouping with anybody, I'm soloing, I'm playing a solo class, I'm by myself. That's probably how I'm going to play this game, so just a heads up. But let's see these things pop like one more time, and then we'll get out of here. I won't hold you too long, just in case nobody cares about this. I'm hoping to catch some like other people once I maybe figure out the sound, and maybe I figure out how I'm going to do this. If everything's working fine, the audio, the video, if it's not too boring for you guys. It's definitely not boring for me. But the way I play sometimes is I'll be sitting somewhere waiting for something to come back. I'll kill it. I'll go back and sit. I'll go do something in real life. Like, I work from home, so I'll do some work. I'll pick up the house. I'll do some things. And then the thing will pop back up. I'll kill it. Sometimes it'll be standing there for a while because I'm not right on top of the game. I'm around doing things in the house. I come back, I kill something. Like, I won't be showing you guys those. So you might not see every step of this journey. I'll try to only get things that are kind of exciting or informational even. I was going to show the route from the bank to the Necromancer Guild. Like, I had a lot of trouble in Nariak figuring out where to go. So I might do something like that. But it's always going to be something other than AFK camping. Like, even this is probably considered AFK camping, kind of, because I could technically walk away and come back, and nothing would really change if I do it quick enough. Like, there's AFK camping and there's active camping. If you're constantly killing, it's an active camp, and if you're having downtime, it's an AFK camp. And I end up having a little bit of downtime here, but I'm not going to show the part where I die, but I do end up dying in this camp. So it's not like, oh, it's AFK camp, it's nice, and once you break it, it's easy. No, I had stuff pop all at the wrong time. I was standing right in the middle. It was like a yellow and 2 blues. They all jumped on me. They hit me with this weird spell while I was standing on top of the pillar over there. Knocked me off. I took fall damage and spell damage, and then I had 3 of them beating on me, and I died. Like, that kind of stuff will happen. You think that I've got this totally under control, but as soon as you feel like you got it totally under control, you don't. Something will happen. A guard will walk by that doesn't like you, and you'll be a little bit too far away from where you know it's safe, and the guard will attack you. A big bear will walk by that's just high enough level to attack your pet, like I was saying earlier, while you're fighting 3 of these things. And normally you might win, but then that bear decides that a little bit of extra damage to your pet that kills your pet, then everything's on you, and you die too, because you can't cast a spell. Like, I could have probably prevented the death I had here, but I was like fooling around, jumping on top of the pillars. I got too comfortable. If you get too comfortable and you're standing in their spawn area, jumping around on top of their pillars and basically pooping on them, then that's when they get you. I should have been outside. I should have been far away, pulling them away from their spawn points and making sure to be careful, but I wasn't. And I died because I was in the middle, jumping around on their pillar, like peeing all over everything, for educational purposes. So I did die eventually. I'm not going to show it because it would take way too long. It's like, I do this camp for like an hour, and it's at the very end, and it's only been like 20 minutes so far, so I don't want to be boring you for too long, and I don't know. Put in the comments what you think. I know I need to fix the sound, that's the first thing. I don't know what I'm going to do. I hope I don't have to download the whole game over again and then like restart a character and all that stuff, because that would stink, because level 8, that sounds like not very much, but that's a lot. That's like 8 hours or 10 hours or something. That's a lot of hours already, especially the way I've been playing it. I'm not fully attentive on it all the time. So that would be a starting over. That's like if you put 10 hours into Gems of War metal farming and then they took everything away from you that you got. That's a lot, right? You would probably have at least a Nisha medal, a Nisha token, and they would, having that taken away and being told to start over, you would not like that, would you? So that's that's how I could equate it to something. Hopefully some of you are playing Gems of War. That would be just like if you played Gems of War for 10 hours metal farming, got a Nisha token or two, and then they said, nah, give them back. You had to do that over. That's how re-downloading this game just to get the sound on, which I know, like, I don't want to make videos more than a few without sound. I might put like some music in the background. All the sounds is like the animal noises and the ambient sound, like if it rains, there's rain noise. There'll be like crickets and frogs and like there's different ambient sounds for each area. It's not that important really. There's not like anybody talking or there's nothing like that. It's all just ambient sounds. There's a little bit of music like when you're in battle. It's like dun, dun, dun. I don't know, but I'll try to fix it. I really will. I'll ask the person that told me how to do this. I'll see if I can figure it out, or maybe go on the Reddit or something, or the forum. There's a P99 forum. Or if somebody's watching this somehow at the 27-minute mark of a guy that just started capturing the game that's level 8, Necromancer, and hasn't played the game in a very long time, doing a green and blue camp, pretty much. What sucks about this camp is a yellow spawns every once in a while and can screw your whole day up. But that's the good part about this camp, too. You don't want to be killing greens. You don't get experience from greens. But I'm like right at the edge of this camp not being good anymore because most of the time 2 blues will spawn, 2 greens will spawn, and 1 yellow. So between the 2 blues and the yellow, that's like enough experience for me. But it could also be 4 greens and a blue sometimes. It's a level range. They don't always pop up the same level. Like the yellow guy sometimes will pop up as a green. It's weird. And sometimes the other greens will pop up as blues. And sometimes the yellow guy will pop up as a white. Or he does every color. He's yellow, white. Good thing he's not ever red. But anyway, I better stop it here. You see how this is working. You sit here, kill the same enemies over and over. You break the camp. That way you don't have to kill multiple enemies at a time. Eventually I get it down to where I'm killing 1 at a time and I'm having full mana and full buffs and everything. If you can see this cursor, these are my buffs down here. I got like shielding, cold defense, just normal physical defense, strength and strength. They're both strength there. One's from stealing it from the enemy, and one's just a regular buff I can do. The only one I can give to my pet is the Endure Cold, which I don't even know if that's helping anything here, but it's a buff and I put it on. So anyway, I'm almost at the 30-minute mark. I don't want to go any longer than that, especially for the first video with no sound. And hopefully my audio is working, or else this was a big waste of time. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, consider joining. Tell me what you think of Project 1999. I know there's a little niche following for this, and I'm hoping to grab some of those people. And maybe some of you guys used to play this game. That'd be nice. Some of you Gems of War people. If not, maybe you'll like the game. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. And if you like me, you'll probably like these videos. At least I hope so. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.